Hello there everybody, and welcome back to my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. This is Season 4, Round 5, the Spanish Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the most recent from Portimao, I urge you to check that one out before you come back and check this one out. It's your last chance to do so before spoilers. Well, after a close battle with Max Verstappen, I took the win at Portimao, but now we are at the Spanish Grand Prix, and I am trying once again to get a good qualifying position. We're just behind the Red Bulls there, but ahead of Lando Norris, although that time was only enough for 15th in Q1, so that's disappointing. We need to find more pace in Q2 if we're going to make the top 10. So we need to really be on it here. Schwartzman sets a 1:14.3. It's been a disappointing start to the year for Schwartzman while on the subject. But here we are doing a 1:14.1. I'm hoping that that should be enough to get us through. It wasn't. So we're starting the Spanish Grand Prix a little lower than I would want to be. Challenge is set.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. A race which saw Max Verstappen win on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016. This after the dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg on the first lap. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Gasly, Carlos Sainz and Bottas, Tsunoda, Norris, Schwartzman and Daniel Ricciardo, Lundgaard, Joker, Antonio Giovinazzi and Vettel, Stroll, Ocon, Callum Ilott and Guan Yu Zhou, Markelov, Latifi, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. That's it.
Right, what can we do from here? 6th row of the grid, 33 laps are ahead of us. What is going to happen in this race? Let's find out. It's lights out and away we go. We get the jump on Lundgaard straight away, but in the second phase of the start, I think he's got a better run. In fact, it's Giovinazzi that's really got away well. He gets past us both, but I'm going to now dive up the inside of him. Not quite got the momentum to do so as Giovinazzi gets ahead, but Lundgaard has dropped back a couple of places, so it's not a good start from Christian Lundgaard at all. And he's now falling into the clutches of Sebastian Vettel. I'm trying to have a look around the outside of Giovinazzi. No way through there. Italian Jesus doing all he can to defend himself, but we've now got up the inside of the left-hander, and I think we've got him. Now we're right up the back of the Ferrari of Robert Schwartzman. He is needing to get his first point soon to be able to impress Ferrari, because they won't hold on to him if he's not doing the job. So Schwartzman needing to have a better race here. He's currently in the top 10, but he may drop out now because I'm going to dive down the inside, and that's a relatively straightforward manoeuvre. He's trying to hold out around the outside. No way through there. Next up now, Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren. We've got a nice run. We've got overtake. We've got slipstream. Ricciardo goes to cover. We're going to go to the left and go around the outside and break that a little bit later into turn 1. And that should be the move done on Ricciardo. It is the move done. You can see a replay here. Ricciardo going to the right. These camera angles doing it no favours whatsoever. But you'll see how I just break that bit later. Sweep round, have the inside for the left-hander. And now we've got Lando Norris. We're tucking into his slipstream. He's going very defensive here, making sure that we cannot take the inside line. So we're going to go around the outside and do exactly what we did to Daniel Ricciardo. And that is exactly what we have done. Right, next up is Yuki Tsunoda. We need to try and catch him up. Now, I don't know what strategy they're running, so I'm trying to catch him, but we just don't have the pace. I think we're struggling a little bit for outright pace against the front seven. They are pulling away from me quite significantly, but whereas they've come in quite early, I'm sticking it out because what I'm planning to do is a soft medium run. So I'm only pitting once, and when I pit in, I am going on for the mediums, whereas the vast majority of the AI will probably take hards to the end from this point. So it could be very interesting to see how the strategies all play out a bit later on, but for now, we're in P2. George Russell is leading the way for Red Bull. I'm in second place. I don't know what strategies they're running. Maybe they're running 2 stops, maybe they're running 1 stops, but someone has come to a complete stop there, and I believe that's an Aston Martin. Right, we've now got Max Verstappen trying to go around the outside of Lance Stroll, and look at that from Verstappen. That is a stunning overtake around the outside of the right-hander, and Max Verstappen getting the move done. Quite a crucial move, and here he is a lap later on what I believe is Italian Jesus. Oh, making a little tap with him there. In fact, is that him or is that George Russell? I'm not sure. I think that's Max Verstappen for now, but we have made our pit stop. We've come out in P9. The others are on medium, so I'd imagine that from stopping on lap 7, they will have to make another pit stop. I don't intend on making another pit stop, so when this all shakes out, I should be in the top few places, if not first. So that's what I'm hoping for, just that it shakes out in my favour. And of course, my tyres are going to be much newer. Right, here's George Russell now, having a look at Esteban Ocon. Oh, he's made contact with Ocon, and I think that's going to damage his wing. I think Russell might have slight damage to his wing there, because he's going quite slowly round the corner. He's lost the place to Stroll, and now he's got Charles Leclerc right behind him, and a Ferrari having a look. That's Carlos Sainz and Leclerc, both different sides of George Russell, and both getting him done, but Carlos Sainz managing to gain 2 places there for the price of 1. With Leclerc trying to go around the outside, Sainz taking the inside, gaining 2 places out of that. A great move then by the Ferrari driver in his home Grand Prix, and the AI are now starting to pit. We've set a fastest lap though that'll do our race no harm, and in fact I do believe we are going to come out in P1 with the pace that we're running, because on these tyres that are much newer than the guys in front, we are finding some real pace, and I am really enjoying this circuit. Right, Leclerc in the pits, Sainz in the pits, and Verstappen in the pits. We take another fastest lap, and we now take the race lead, and we're going to try and hold on to that for the rest of the race, try and hold on to these tyres. But don't forget, we stopped on lap 11, so our tyres are going to be finished by the end. The AI will now have the new tyres. And speaking of them, that is Carlos Sainz having a look at the Alpine there. Doesn't quite manage it, but a lap later he is going to get past the Alpine. Again, I believe that's Italian Jesus. No, Sainz goes wide, and the Alpine is now right on him. I'm trying to see which one it is. I can't see the car numbers, but he's holding on to that position really well there. And it's going to be round the outside for Carlos Sainz. Is he going to get the move done here? Yes, he does. That's an intense fight right there. Carlos Sainz, and now Leclerc tucking in behind the Alpine. Is Leclerc going to have a look? I think that might actually be Ocon, so riding on board with him now. I know that is an Italian Jesus. I've just seen the Italian colours on the helmet. Whoa, he's made contact with Leclerc as Leclerc goes through down the inside, and that might be wing damage right at the end for him. But we are now on the last lap, and we are just holding on to tyres that are feeling very, very second-hand. Max Verstappen is catching me hand over foot. This could be a very close finish here. Max getting right into my gearbox. He's going to try and have a look, but I've got him covered either way. There is lapped traffic ahead of Nikita Mazepin, and it would be nice if Mazepin could get the hell out of my way, but in fact, I believe Mazepin is about to pull aside. He does pull aside, but for Max Verstappen, I don't think there's anything he can do here. These are not overtaking corners. round the chicane, round the right-hander. 4 wins out of 5 in this championship. And unless there's an immovable object, I don't think anything can stop me. 4 out of 5 wins. Let's go. This momentum is brilliant.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
A real team effort which has paid off in spades. A great victory here at the Spanish Grand Prix. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, when you overtake that many people, I'd certainly hope you'd win the race. Their car was really effective in the slipstream here today, and the team would be pleased that they didn't cook the engine, given how long they were spending in the hot air behind other cars. They had a lot of confidence to push their tyres hard as well, especially going into the corners, which allowed for some late braking and some exciting passes.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
This momentum that we have is just absolutely unreal here. We've got 4 wins out of 5 races. That is exactly the kind of start we want to have. Absolutely brilliant. Wow, that's all I can say. We have taken the win there. Max Verstappen getting second. It's a podium for Christian Lundgaard. So an effort he can well and truly be proud of in the Mercedes. Then it's Sainz, Leclerc, Ocon, so I think that might have been the Alpine racing the other guys towards the end, with Russell, Stroll, Tsunoda and Bottas rounding out the top 10. AlphaTauri, a very anonymous race here, and so far quite an anonymous start to the season after how strong they were in Season 3. But here's the championship standings. The gap extends to 59 points, with Russell 61, Verstappen 72. So the battle at the moment seems to be for second. Sainz is in 5th, still carrying the Ferrari team. And with Norris, Stroll, Lundgaard, Ricciardo and Tsunoda rounding out the top 10. Like I said, I'm surprised how anonymous AlphaTauri are at this stage of the season. But it's a long, long season. Anything can change yet. Well, thank you for watching this installment. Don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button. And until next time, I have been Joe. TTFN guys, ta-ta for now.